Hi, this is Mike from Dimensional Walking, and today I'm going to title my video A Tribute to Alien Experiencers, the Courageous Ones. And again, I dedicate this video to abductees and contactees who are now being known as experiencers. The word experiencer is a bit of a compromise between sheer terror of the abductee and the sort of hanging out and talking to interdimensional beings of the contactee experience. Now, always remember that aliens think like aliens, humans think like humans, and our greatest challenge and our struggle will always be to find the middle ground. Um, it has not and will not be easy. In most cases, I say that talking to a cat would be far easier and make more sense than talking to an alien. So, anyways, with that said, let's go into the word experiencer. Does give you a feeling when you use that word. It does give you the feeling there's a bit more control, and control helps a little sanity in this type of phenomena. Okay, so if you feel like you're in control, that's what we're calling. That's why the word experiencer, I think, came into play. Okay, the definition of an alien abduction to be taken against your known free will and subjected to physical and psychological procedures, which in the normal human world would be morally wrong and probably criminal. Okay. Right. I think we're all in agreement to that. And again, the first widely publicized alien abduction was in 1961, where Benny and Barney Hill, who became very credible witnesses into their personal event, um, was, kind of the first, and I believe the first of probably thousands, probably millions of these type of strange encounters worldwide. And some of them are happening right now as I make this video. Some experiences are taken physically, while others only their mind energy is taken to be returned to their bodies at a later time. I think that makes sense because there's people said that their bodies were still in bed or their partners saw their bodies there, but they still had an abduction experience. So many years ago, I met Dr. John Mack. Many of you should know him. Maybe you don't. Um, but I actually met him twice. And the second time I met him was just a couple weeks before his untimely death. I went to a one of his conferences in Albuquerque. I was at a old theater. It was very cool, and he was definitely a cool guy. Um, so John, after about 600 to actually, let me correct that, 800 plus investigations into this strange world of the experiencer or the abductee, um, had finally become a believer. He wasn't a believer for many, many years, but he knew there was something going on, and he wanted to get to the bottom of it. And of course, John Mack, Dr. John Mack, he was the head of the psychology department at Harvard University. So he had a lot of credibility. There's no doubt he stuck his neck way far out. Um, but he said that people that were experiencers, all the ones that he had talked to, um, they were very stable, very sane, very stable, and they had definitely experienced something very, very profound. So there are many theories to the whys and the hows of these abductions. And of all these theories are possible, we are dealing with a phenomenon that goes beyond the human thought uh, capability. Um, Not that I don't think we could someday catch up and understand it all, but only with their help. And when I say their help, I am talking about the aliens' help. Okay. Because again, I fall back onto the thing that aliens are not most aliens. And I'm not going to say every one of them. Okay. Most aliens are not like humans. Okay. They have a whole different mindset. Their thought process is completely different. I talked to a military guy one time that apparently claimed that he had witnessed the presence of an alien that they had basically captured, and this happened. They had captured in some crash in the New Mexico area, and they brought him to Kirkland Air Force Base, and there they were trying to interrogate him, but they couldn't. And the reason they couldn't was the simple fact that there was no way, we had no avenue of communication. One of the things I've written about before, maybe with AI, maybe there's going to be a way with AI that we can communicate with aliens directly. But I don't really believe we really have had an opportunity to communicate with these beings at all. I think we've had them in our presence. I think there were some dangers about having them in our presence. And I think, maybe the future, maybe we'll, like I said, maybe we will be able to someday catch up and we'll be able to make this communication leap. Okay. So, so once you're an experiencer, it's sort of like I say, it's sort of like being a hermit. You are alone, and very few people can relate to you or you to them. Okay, you went into a place where most people don't even want to talk about or even think about, basically. Okay. So, as an experiencer, you have looked into what I call the void, and the void has looked back at you. Okay. As I have said, hundreds and hundreds of experiencers, and I've actually again talked to hundreds and hundreds of experiencers over the last 40. Now it's probably been 50 years. Okay. And I always want to tell them, and I always do tell them that they are in control. They got to realize that, and they got to be strong enough to have that thought in their mind, because only fear gives them, the aliens, power. Okay. So I always tell them, embrace the experience. You are, in a way, been chosen, probably chosen by these aliens for some particular reason. I don't really know why in most cases. Even though it's a path you did not choose for yourself, I believe that learning about the universe and its purpose is actually your purpose. It's your purpose to learn about it. You are the learner, as I like to call it. The experiencer is the learner. And you have been given basically the head start in this learning process. So, anyways, with all that said, have a nice night. Dream and dream and dream. Bye bye.